Ladies and gentlemen, I got a couple more HD Shorts compilation for you guys, including the ones that I haven't posted yet. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, this is apparently disturbing. Young men prefer playing games over casual sex. An article from 2021, and yet this tweet is from 2023. Last time I checked, 2021 was quarantine years, so no wonder why men chose to play video games over sex. But even if it's not quarantine times, so what? Who cares if men prefer to play games than going out screwing women?
Which is worse, sloth or lust?
If you ask me, it depends. I believe that the 7 deadly sins, no, that one, are necessary for the survival of mankind. At the correct dosage. Too much of sloth and your hikikomori is gonna starve to death. Too much lust and you'll either get STDs if you got the girls, or you'll be put into a sex offender registry if you don't. On the other hand, if you don't have enough sloth, you'll be overworked. And if you don't have enough lust, you won't be reproducing anytime soon. Just like anyone else, I am excited for Grand Theft Auto 6. The new trailer just came out and it looks magnificent. I absolutely love it. I still will not buy a next-gen console because of that. I am perfectly happy waiting for the definitive PC version of that game a couple of months or years later. But out of all the GTA takes you can have, is this the one that you're gonna stand on? Elon Musk comes in and said that he tried the GTA games and didn't like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene and he just couldn't do it. There has to be some real political brain rotting involved in this tweet because there's really no other way for me to explain why anyone in the right mind would make this take. This is the guy that runs Twitter X, in case you missed it. How does anyone in their right mind not want to shoot cops in a GTA game? That's like playing solitaire and not want to touch the cards. I, for one, am excited for the Game Awards because talking about the Game Awards is a yearly tradition. I am perfectly aware that the show will be either filled with massive cringe or just an utter boredom from start to finish. Basically, the show is never really good. But that's the best part. I want to see how bad it can go.
I see a lot of people saying that politics have nothing to do with TGA.
Not really, unless you think that politics is cringe, in which case, yes, it has everything to do with the Game Awards.
Games are political. Saying otherwise is by itself a political statement.
Well, it is a political statement, alright, in that by saying it, I am politically incompatible with you.
We game devs are human. It should be sufficient as an argument to denounce the loss of so many innocent lives.
Yeah, I don't think people in the war zones will find the support of someone who's not being shot or bombed to death particularly comforting. It's better to say nothing than pretending to care out of some false sense of self-righteousness, especially when you're limiting your replies. Before we get to the next Supla, this video is brought to you by all of these wonderful supporters. You guys are fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below. Just $1 and you'll see your names among these legends. Seriously, thank you so much. And now, let's get to the next Supla. What does Persona and South Park have in common? They have fans who have never consumed the actual media and merely observe them externally. I can't really blame them though. It's basically me with The Office US. I find the clips on YouTube more entertaining than watching the full show. I don't mind consuming media externally as long as you know what's going on with it. I mean, you can technically watch Silent Hill 2 and know what's going on in the game. It is, however, crucial for you to be a fan of something and know the basics before you get into a fandom or claim to be a fan. Otherwise, you'd be like this poor fetus who was exposed with South Park for what it really is. And this person claims to be a multi-fandom South Park fan. I don't know what it means to be multi-fandom, but I know for a fact that watching it for the first time means you're not really a fan. Which means I need Keanu for this.
You just lost all of your cred, dude. That's right. That's what you should do right now.
Here's a really funny social media post that you guys might like.
I refuse to believe 2003 was 30 years ago. It was 10 years ago to me.
No dude, 2003 was 20 years ago, not 30. How did you come to that conclusion?
2023 to 2013 is 10 years. 2023 to 2003 is 20 years. 20 plus 10 is 30 years.
Oh, well, you got me. I can't argue with that. Who am I to say about this genius?
Just because you're Asian doesn't mean your math is right. Do better.
Okay then, I guess I should just stop doing math. I am a dishonor to my entire race after all.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your family!
People need to realize how far gaming companies are willing to go to make all sorts of money. Blizzard has a leaked survey where they seek fan opinions on acceptability of $100 Diablo 4 add-on. And you thought that $65 horse was ridiculous. Does anybody want Diablo 4 or heck any video game to have an add-on that costs $100? I don't think so. The leaked survey not just presented options for a $100 add-on, but also a $50, $70, and $80 version. Oh well, they're cheaper than $100, so that just makes it infinitely better, right? At this point, Blizzard just needs to go up the stage and be like, you guys have money, right? You get some money, right? A very interesting upcoming video game release is a Korean game by the name of Stellar Blade, which features an old-school video game premise of an attractive woman battling all sorts of monstrosities. The developer ShiftUp is formalizing a publishing deal with PlayStation, and at this point, the game was announced as a PlayStation exclusive. In other words, it'll be on PC a couple years later.
Why are y'all so worried about censorship all of a sudden?
Yeah, well, maybe because PlayStation has a history of censoring Japanese games in the last couple of years, but it's not like fan service and George are going to be using the PlayStation for their primary gaming machine. If you love fan service and you're still on the PS5, you are hurting yourself. Go to PC right now. The PS5 is better be used as an expensive Netflix machine, right? Right? Here's another installment of why streaming services are not gonna work for people who actually want to own media. PlayStation Discovery is being removed and the content that was already in your library is going to be removed. Imagine buying a movie or a game and then PlayStation is like, nah, we're taking those away because we're too lazy to preserve our media. And we're also too lazy to honor our customers' purchases. What the hell is the point of buying stuff when the stuff that we buy is gonna be taken away at a moment's notice? This is the biggest flaw of digital distribution services, and this is why piracy is the only surefire solution to truly preserve media. Check out our piracy megathread. Seriously, guys, come on, y'all. I'm usually not a fan of fantasy manga, but Frieren is the one that keeps getting to my recommendations. And for a very good reason. Frieren's unique twist of dealing with the aftermath of a hero's journey leads into a surprisingly relaxing and riveting philosophical journey that made it stand out amongst a lot of fantasy mangas. I highly recommend giving this one a read. 4 stars out of 5. Some people are not a fan though, including this person, where this person bashed Frieren for having an underage looking girl and fans defending that she's thousands years old. She's a fictional character. She's an elf. What's the issue with this? This is a common occurrence in anime, and it is really off-putting. More power to the series and its fans if it's not this. Leave. Do not watch. Watch something else instead. It's a super simple solution. There's nothing wrong with something that's not to your liking. You just walk away and not watch it. It doesn't need to change based on your metric, and so is the rest of the anime and the manga.
So long, shrimp!
This post right here just highlights how companies can absolutely screw you into oblivion. So OP was in a third interview with a company that requires their bachelor's in finance. OP then asked for the salary.
Sorry, we can't tell you that. It's confidential and could damage us if it got to the hands of our competitors.
In other words, if people found out, we'll get lawsuits up the ass. The OP then reveals that this job is a 60-hour week job. 60-hour week! That's 12 hours a day for all the work days in a week for a finance job. The OP lowballed the salary with $60,000 a year. The interviewer said we couldn't do that. The OP lowered to $50,000, but the interviewer just dismissed the OP and said that this will not work out. Well, this is a huge waste of everyone's freaking time. It's a waste of time for the potential recruits and the job recruiters. For those of you who are still struggling to find jobs, don't worry, my guys, I've been there. Keep on looking. I absolutely love Resident Evil 4, 5 stars out of 5, masterpiece. And I absolutely love Remake 4. While it is not my personal game of the year, that would go to Baldur's Gate 3, 5 stars out of 5, amazing. But it is definitely one of my favorite games of this year, and I don't care what people say, 5 stars out of 5, love it, love it, love it. Remake Code Veronica is on the horizon, and Remake 5 is something that they are teasing in the perfectly adequate Separate Ways DLC. 3 stars out of 5. Yes, Dual Shockers, people want a Remake 5. I want the Remake 5. But I can't believe someone has to bring up the fact that Chris Redfield is killing people in Africa. Will Remake 5 change the setting to somewhere less controversial? I mean, Capcom is known to sanitize stuff in the remake. Even in 4, I noticed a couple here and there. But a whole setting change just to not piss off the journos? Nah, unlikely. Either way, I look forward to the mods. I am always utterly fascinated by Andrew Tate and his constant need to flex, and how he thinks that his flex is a win.
40 properties, no mortgages, 58 cars, a jet, a yacht, fame, muscles, height, huge dick, humble. It's game over for you children.
Yeah, you have all of that. So what? I'm not the one in legal trouble and under the threat of imprisonment. And you can't say all of this, but also say that you are humble.
Men, it's useless to compete for women when you are in your 20s.
I agree. It's useless to compete for gold diggers and hoes in your 20s.
You are competing against men like Andrew. You will lose.
Well, thankfully, losing means not being in any legal troubles and potentially prison.
Rather, focus on building yourself and actually beat them. Then you get as many women as you'd want.
A better flex is finding a truly loyal woman, and Andrew Tate's ladies are only as loyal as the thickness of his wallet. And that's all for the short Suplas today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this compilation, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show channel, link down below. Go subscribe, where all of these Suplas are discussed live and raw. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.